Hi, I'm Linda Matthews, and in this video I'll be showing you how to cut and print your junk journal printables in Silhouette Cameo. It's convenient to be able to cut your printables in a cutting machine if you have a page with a lot of designs on it, such as clip art pages, or pages of junk journal elements or designs that you might print repeatedly if, say, you make and sell handmade journals. I'm also going to show you how to import a file in US letter size and get it ready to print and cut on A4 paper. The Silhouette Cameo cutting machine is easy to use, and once you've set up and saved a cutting file, you can use it over and over again quickly and easily. To get started, open the Silhouette Cameo software program and import your file. Junk journal printables are generally available in either PDF, JPG or PNG format. In the basic version of Cameo software, you can import JPG and PNG files, but not PDF files, unless you have upgraded to the Designer or Business edition of the software, which gives you the option to import PDF files as well as other file formats. However, if you don't have the upgraded software installed and you have PDF files that you want to cut and print, you can use a free online converter to convert your PDF files to JPEG or PNG format and then import them into your software. There are lots of free online conversion programs where you can do this, such as pdf2image.com. Choose PDF to PNG format, then upload your file. This format will give you a smoother edge around your printable images, as opposed to JPG format, which may end up with pixelated edges. Once you've converted the files into the correct format, you can then download and import them into the Cameo software and get them ready to print and cut. I've designed this page of printables using one of my printable templates, which has a pocket, several journal cards and a label, and then I've saved it as a PNG file. When using these templates, all you need to do is open the template in a photo editing program and simply add one or two digital papers, then save the file. PNG format files are one of the best types of files to use in your cutting machine because they have very smooth edges and can be converted to cut and print quite easily. Apart from file formats, another thing to consider is paper size. While most printables are readily available in US letter size, it's quite easy to set things up in your cutting machine to import a file in US letter size and then print and cut on A4 size paper. In the Cameo software, the conversion from US letter size to A4 size isn't difficult, but sometimes it needs a bit of tweaking, particularly if you're using printable pages with images that fill the page and extend close to the edge of the paper, as it doesn't leave much room to make sure it fits inside the cutting area of your software. Although these types of pages are not necessarily designed for print and cut, there is a fairly simple workaround. Make sure your printer is set up for the correct size paper. On the main menu, select File, Print Page Setup, and select your paper size. This can be either A4 or US letter. Then on the Page Setup panel on the right side, set the Media Style option to Printer, and it will automatically default to your selected page size. Make sure you have Show Print Border and Show Cut Border enabled. Now display the registration marks, and you will see that the printables don't fit within the registration area. To make the cutting area larger, you can adjust the position of the registration marks. To do this, on the Registration tab, select Advanced Options. Slide the Inset slider to the left, and you can see that the registration marks move outward, enlarging the cutting area. To make even more room, you can adjust the Width slider, which adjusts the width of the registration marks. Even with these adjustments, the printable page still doesn't quite fit on the cutting area, but you can resolve this problem easily. First of all, erase any unwanted elements on the page, such as product information and other kinds of marks and guides. You can do this in your photo editing program or use the eraser on the Cameo software editing screen. If using the Cameo program eraser, turn off the registration marks and zoom in close to make it easier to see what you're doing. Once you've cleaned up the page, select the Trace tool. Select Trace Area and select all of the printables. Increase the threshold until all the areas are fully highlighted. Then click Trace and Detach. This option separates all the pieces so that you can move each piece around individually. Click on the white background and move it out of the way. Now all you have left is the printable pieces, which you can move around to fit within the cutting space regardless of whether you use US letter size paper or A4 paper. Now turn the registration marks back on and move each of the pieces around until they all fit within the cutting space. Make sure to avoid overlapping the crosshatch areas, as this is the area where the machine reads the registration marks, so you don't want anything overlapping to avoid problems with registration. Before you go any further, it's a good idea to check if the cutting lines need any editing. If you used a PNG format file, you shouldn't need to do much editing at all, if any. To make it easy to see what you're doing, move each of the pieces onto the cutting mat area so you have contrast and can see better, and then zoom in close. Double-click around the edge to make the editing points visible, and then make any changes or adjustments. If you see any white areas around the edges, simply move or delete the edit points until there is no white showing. This is a JPG file, and you can see that the edges are a lot rougher than the PNG format file, so this type of file will need more editing. You can click the Simplify button, and this simplifies the design by reducing the number of points, and this can help smooth things out, but it doesn't always work well. It depends on what type of design you're editing. However, for simple shapes, it's easy to delete and reposition the editing points. Once all the pieces are edited and positioned, you can save the file to your hard drive to use again in the future. Then print the page onto a piece of good quality copy paper or cardstock, depending on what type of printable you're using. Before sending to print, I like to enable the Print Bleed option and set it at its highest setting. This setting will extend the colour of the design slightly beyond the cutting area, just in case the cutting line is slightly off, and this prevents any white edges from showing through. On the main menu, go to File, Print. Once printed, attach the paper to the cutting mat, and then insert into your machine. Once loaded, in your software, click the Send tab. Make sure your paper settings are correct. I'm printing on heavy cardstock, and I know that my cut settings need to be adjusted. If you're not sure about which settings work best for your paper, always make a cut test first. When you're ready, hit the send button. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also visit my website where you'll find free tutorials and printables for creative journaling.